Today I am going to show you inside the Well-Planned Gal's high school 4-year planner. Yes, this is a 4-year planner in one book with resources, guides, and everything within one place. So stick around.
Till you look at me and see that I'm the type of girl you're not really that used to.
Welcome back, friends. If you're brand new to my channel, my name is Arlene with Arlene and Company. As I said before, today I'm going to focus on this high school 4-year plan from Well-Planned Gal. I was sent this in exchange for my honest review, but you guys know I'm no stranger to Well-Planned Gal. Is actually the very first planner that I used. Before, I used to have to adapt it because it did have some religious references, like, you know, reading the Bible over a year and things like that. That was since has been removed, so now it's like more versatile that you can, you know, various families can use it or, you know, adapt as you need. But if you are a faith-based homeschooler and you like that token, just know that they also have another option this time, which is the custom planner. And in the custom planner, you can add those things back in. I, for one, like the versatility of, you know, it being open to more families. So I love that change, but I know some of you like that it was there. Know that you can have those added back in a custom planner. We'll talk about a custom planner. I know I've been asked a few times in a future video. So in a future video, we will go over the student planner, which is grades 3 through 8. My son is like on it with that, so it's actually kind of far away from me right now, and I'm not supposed to bend, so I'm not going to go over there and grab it to bend. But I grabbed this one for my daughter. Again, this is 3 to 8. Last year I got her the high school one because I really wanted to see what the high school one looked like, and the weekly layouts were very similar, so I knew it was going to work just fine. My hand holding when it comes to keeping up with a planner, but I haven't given up, and I'm not going to give up because I really want her to get into the habit of being accountable in that certain way. And you know, like ADHD hits to the max, and you know, just like mama, so she needs to, like, you know, have something that is a visual guide that will remind her what her tasks are and what she's doing, because you know, when she goes into hyper focus mode, she will forget the world. I will review the student planner for this year with this cover. There's another cover as more neutral, and the 2023-2024, the dated Well-Planned Day planner. This is not the custom one. I will have the custom one in the future, so stay tuned for that. Make sure your bell is on because obviously there's a lot more reviews coming. So I'll have that for you, and a little sneak peek of some of, you guys know I am the biggest Well-Planned Gal portfolio fan. I have owned that title, and I don't care what anybody says, that's my title. I have it in, you see like that dusty pink. I'm not really sure, I can't remember the name that they call it, but it's the pink one, and I've been using that for years. I think since the first year they came out with it. It is absolutely freaking fantastic. I love this thing, but I asked to review the mocha one, which I am so glad. I love this color up front. I couldn't really tell in the computer screen, but I will go over all the accessories and this really cool new accessory as well. I put everything back in the package so you guys see how it comes. But this is bananas, and your planner will fit right into these rings if you want to keep everything the same. I talk about this every single year, so I'm gonna put this aside because we're not focusing on that. That's your sneak preview, all right? That is your little teaser that tells you please come back. This is the 4-year plan, very different than your 1-year one. This is your regular type of student planner that is 1 year. I will link down below my review of this planner from last year. But what's cool and unique about this high school planner is how it has extra stuff like semester success, highlights, life skills. These are all where are we? We're in the back. Life skills. I'm trying to, there we go. You have some life skills, some planning 101, some helps, and then in the beginning, there's some resource pages, you know, about using the planner, but also about high school planning, like requirements, standard grading, you know, subjects, ideas for yearly checklists. I absolutely love this high school planner, like so much. I'm obsessed with it. So I got the itch that I really wanted to review the high school 4-year plan. So this one's 2023 to 2027. My daughter's actually class of 2028. However, if you saw my review from last week, week before, who knows. I'll link it down below. Big picture planning for high school. You will know that she's going into 8th grade and taking at least a couple of high school credits. So that put us in like full gear of planning everything, having transcripts and everything. So for selfish reasons, I wanted to see this planner ahead of time and see what's in it, what kind of help it is, things that I may not even be thinking about that I want to like incorporate and plan for and stuff like that. And also because I know some of you are a year ahead of me or a little bit more, and I know that this would be beneficial to you guys. So I wanted to show you this planner this year. I am gonna get the one for next year too, because I needed to say 2028 because my OCD tendency just cannot allow it to be 2027. It has to say the right date. All right, so here you have high school portfolio that you can also get, and that will help you keep everything together. You can have these bundle deals, and there's like a 30% off if you bundle things together. That is like, if you like a lot of stuff, take a look at the bundles. My discount code, Arlene15, will not work with the bundles, but it will work on individual items or the individual things that you add to your cart on your whole cart, as long as it's not a bundle. My discount code Arlene15 is not affiliated. They just were gracious enough to extend a discount code to my followers. It is good till the end of the year. All right, we'll get through that. All right, so using your planner, it's gonna have welcome to high school, forms and notes, year by year, monthly and weekly views, additional recordings, semester report, college prep, create a high school portfolio, and then semester summaries are, here is a table of contents so you can quickly go through it. So yes, there is legit 4 years of weekly planning in this planner. So you can not only use this as a resource guide for big picture planning, but you can actually have your student use this as their planner. Or maybe you want to use it as your planner as the teacher and have them refer to it if your kiddo is not like a planner. I actually think it's a really good habit and skill to instill on kiddos, and my kiddos have been using, and I will say using lightly because my daughter, like, you know, she'll flake out. But if I write it like, you know, the simple task for her, then she will check it off and stuff. But she starts strong and then fizzles out, which a lot of adults are like that too. So my son is a different story. He uses his planner every single day without fail. So he's definitely takes after me. All right, so planning for success, credits, transcripts, and grade point average GPA. Welcome to high school. It talks about credits. It talks about transcripts. Yes, there is a blank transcript here that you can use as a template to go ahead and make your transcript. So if you've been kind of freaking out, there's so many resources for making a transcript. Literally, I just looked at a transcript that I liked, and that was because of my background in admissions, college, and 1 4-year university. I forgot that I worked at, see, I was part of the, what is it? Work study. That's what it was called, work study. So I went to 3 different colleges, and 3 or 4, I don't know. I was a professional student for a while. So I worked in admissions in those 3 colleges. Perspective and background on that. Obviously that was a million years ago, but I modeled mine after what I feel that my research required, and simplifying it and not giving all the extras and things like that that some homeschoolers tend to give a little bit too much stuff that's not really needed or asked for. All right, so you have the standard grading system, the extended grading systems, and all this great and rich information. So really walking you by the hand, and which is something I've always said about Well Planned Gal planners. You'll have a refresher of that when I review the family planner. And it's basically like having a friend holding your hand through this. So that's the same thing with this 4-year planner. So if you have an upcoming high schooler, you have the hand holding, right? So here you have credit requirements. Obviously you want to check with your state or country, wherever you are, what your individual requirements. So these are more indicative of our US system of the credits. I know I've heard of other places that don't do credits, which is like a foreign concept to me, obviously. So here it will not only say English, but it will give you an example of what that really entails. So grammar, literature, composition courses are the most standard for this category. Sometimes ESL or communication classes such as speech can count as 4 credits, and college trade, obviously it will give you a scale for that. So then the maths, and then point out, like, you know, what traditionally you're looking for. One of the recommendations, and you can look at that, my big picture planning, is is check of your requirements with your locals, university, state universities, or even community college, and see what they're looking for to gauge if you're on the academic college track or college prep track, to gauge what kind of courses you want to make sure that you include in their high school experience. Social studies, science, health and wellness, elective, and other requirements. But they don't stop there, all right? So here is a sample transcript that they give you, and you're gonna have that sample, a blank one in the back. So I'll show you that. So you have the student information, the social, the school information, which, this is your chance to name your school. And then it's broken down like 9th, 10th grade, 11th, 12th grade. I don't have, this is something they include on there on here. I don't have test scores on mine. Based on my research and speaking to admission advisors and things like that, for us, they don't want to see this in the transcript because the test scores get directly sent to them, and it's not something that they want to see or need to see in the transcript. And this I've heard a lot, not only where I'm at. So you want to check. I mean, it can't hurt, obviously, but that's something that I don't include on there, or planning to include, is the test scores. But you have attendance record. I don't include that either. But again, this is just giving you a framework. You can recreate it or use that to copy over the name, signature, and date sign. So you can use this as a model. So again, we have a little bit of a different take on the transcript, but essentially it's the same information. To the point, right? A transcript, look up a high school transcript from an actual high school locally and model that. That is the best advice I can give you. All right, so exploring electives, carefully chosen electives will help enrich your high school experience, be creative, fun choosing them. So I love that this is included here. And by category, business, communication, computer, fine arts continues again, because it's such a big topic. We are gonna be all over the fine arts part with my daughter. Life skills, health and rhetoric, science, social science, physical education, and others. So it gives you an idea of things that you may not have. College entrance exam spread here, which gives you all kinds of tips, ACTs, PSATs, tips for success. Then there's some QR codes here that will take you to additional information. This is where, okay, so religious references are not included in the books, right? In the student planner, it's not in the Well Planned Gal family planner, and none that I've seen here either. However, I cannot guarantee that any of the QR code is not going to take you to a faith-based page or something like that, or store or things like that. I can't guarantee that. So take that with a grain of salt. Cautious with my words when I say, oh, I'm not calling this secular. I'm saying that the religious references have been removed from the planner. So there's no Bible quotes or things like that. Junior high summary. So I love this spread because this gives you that pre-planning. So remember I talked about in my video that, planning for high school, if you are, already not late in the game or whatever, not late, but because it's not that hard, friends. It's not that hard. Ideally, you can start planning in 7th grade, if not 8th grade. But here you have like a junior high summary, subjects, credit, and you can enter this information here because sometimes you take some early high school credits. Now, keep in mind what your state laws or location laws are, because some states require you to wait until 8th grade, or you can't take credits before a certain time, or you can't take too many high school credits, or your child will be already considered a high school student and consider that they've taken 5 years to graduate. That's a whole thing. Go ahead and watch that video. Achievement, community involvement, literatures and book read. Oh no, that's probably going to be much longer. Accomplishments. And then here you have a breakdown, freshman year, credit goals, subject, core curriculum, and credit earned. All right, so this is a nice little flash into that 4-year plan, and you'll see our flags there. Like they're invisible flags. So you have like electives, you have the college prep, and then here's the 4-year plan. So, as you're planning on notebook or whatever, or some free sheets of paper, then you plan out your 4 years. Because in high school, you're looking at the 4 years as a whole, right? Instead of individual years. It's really, really, if I can stress anything enough, is to look at 4 years as a whole. It doesn't mean you can't change anything or that you have to have everything narrowed down. It could be just like a subject or whatever, and you're not knowing what you're going to use for it, that's perfectly fine. But you're like looking at an outline of all 4 years as a whole, because it's a different ball game. All right, simple. Don't let it scare you. Freshman year, here's going to say like contemplating on the future and get some tips, creating an academic plan, building a portfolio. And then here, freshman year college prep checklist. Semester 1, discuss your college hopes and goals with your parents. There's no need for commitment at this point, so just discussion. Use a 4-year plan to map out your plans for the next 4 years. Take challenging courses, you know, if that's your aim. Obviously. Then you are going to have the curriculum plan, right? I mean, literally everything is in here, right? So this can be your planner and their planner, or however you want to do it. Like I for one, like think that you may even be able to use this as your planner for that high school student. And even if you use another planner for everybody else, and then keep it all there. And then it's a nice record keeper as well. So that's something that I think, or you can let them use this planner for them. And then obviously at this time they have like more autonomy obviously with their stuff, and you together come up with what your curriculum plan is. But here we'll, because this is dated, so 2023-24, the price, the order date, title of literature list, activities and notes. And obviously if you need extra stuff like that, you would list that out elsewhere. All right, so then you have the first month. These are 1 month. Your monthly spread are on one page. That's what I was trying to get to. And then you have previous month, the current month on here, and the month afterwards in the mini one. Not really sure why the current month needs to be here, but I'm not mad about it. Whatever, it's fine. All right, so this is an example of your weekly spread. So if you feel like you need to map out more details in this is perfect for a student that is just like checking off, okay, I completed my English pages 17 to 28, or I completed my report, or whatever it may be. So you're going to have Monday through Friday on here, and it's going to come across as a horizontal planner. So you're going to have, maybe they break up their days into an AM block and PM block. We still do that Waldorfy block study type of thing. So we have like a main lesson block A, main lesson block B, or things like that. Each one has a little checkbox, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 12 of these, right? That's a lot. That's more than enough for a high school student. And then you have a space here of open space for the weekend. Maybe something spills over. Maybe they're doing volunteer hours. Maybe they're doing work hours, whatever it may be. This can be their planner, or yours, however you look at it. So this is how the weekly spreads continues on. And then you have little tidbits throughout, like here, for example, online courses, and gives you tips with that. So projects, notes, and miscellaneous you have on here that you can list out for the end of that month. And then you go into your next month, and that continues on, these weekly spreads. And let's get to the next semester one from the 2023-2024. So if you're looking for the next semester, you can tap these, obviously. You can tap these. They sell all kinds of awesome accessories, and bookmarks and things like that. Because this is a flexible coil. So this is not like your Erin Condren coil that is, that thicker one. These are very flexible type of coils. And I've used them throughout the years. They've worked out perfectly fine. I've never had one come off or anything like that. Anyway, so you start your second semester of the freshman year, and that continues on. You see there's different June on here, right? And then once you hit the June, it's going to have a semester summary, and that is also going to have the semester summary before, but I'm just showing you now. You're going to have attendance if you're required in your state to keep attendance. You're going to have your grade log that you can keep right on here, and books read, community involvement, accomplishments, and then high school journey. This is like a nice little like keepsake, especially like, if things change, I lived in, my interests were, I aspire to be, my favorite classes. Like this stuff doesn't end just because they're older, right? My closest friends, I was challenged by, my favorite books. This is like a really cool like 4-year yearbook that you can keep and look back to, my fondest memory. And then you go into sophomore year, right? So it does go from this ending in June, because that's when a traditional school will end, And then you go into July as being your new school year. All right, just like the homeschool planner starts July as your homeschool year. So in June, they would assume that you're done. So keep that in mind. If you go over like your calendar year, things like that, you know, just ignore this page and just keep going and then come back here to the sophomore page. So there's different ways about it. All right, so take a second look, check your progress, and then you have a semester checklist for your sophomore year and things to look at and plan ahead. And then you have the curriculum plan, the literature list, all that stuff. You already know what it does. And then you go into your weekly spreads. You have these note bars on top as well, that you see that shaded box, and you have holidays pre-printed very small right on the schedule on the weekly spread. All right, so here again you can see where you are at. What's now your junior year, so this is what your junior year will look like, and then you continue on with those semester credits, some notes in between, and then senior year, right? So you senior year, and now look, oh, that's pretty. I love that color. That is a pretty color. I kind of had forgotten what that looks like. So let's take you to the end of senior year so you can get an idea how this book ends your adventure. Obviously, you'll have a semester summary, your high school journey again, and then here's your college portfolio. What to include, gives you ideas of what to present, what to have in there, what to work towards, introduction, test scores, literature list, writing samples. So if your child is on the college track and they need to have like a college portfolio, the importance of a college portfolio to have ready to go. So however many colleges they're going to apply to, interview to, or whatever not they will have. And it will have all these things, you know, dividers and stuff like that. And they sell like the binders too, that you can keep a lot of these things in there. All right, so here's a high school transcript examples that are given to you. So you have a couple on, you can decide however you would like to use these or use them as a guide to recreate it in the computer or whatever or not. Then you have college considerations. I love that it has the college planning pages. This is freaking awesome. College information, financial information, any notes, and then that repeats and repeats and repeats. So you have several of these for however many colleges they are considering. Okay, so you have a few of these that will nicely lead you to it. If there's more, then you have some note pages that you can add those things to it, right? And that continues on. And then here is their 4-year high school binder that you can also get. This is a portfolio binder that they can go ahead and keep, especially if you're in the state of Florida or a similar state that requires portfolio checks. I think this is awesome. This is something I will definitely be interested in getting, so that's pretty cool. So again, just a recap, it has a 4-year guide, planning for success, developing course goals, creating a transcript, translating grades into a GPA, high school credit requirements, high school checklist for each year, college entrance exam, test taking tips, exploring electives, extensive elective list, creating a college portfolio summary, visiting colleges, scholarships, and then planning assignment is yearly curriculum plan, yearly literature goals, yearly community service and activities, semester credit summary, semester attendance, semester literature and activities and accomplishments, semesters high school journey journal, bi-monthly high school tips, monthly calendar, monthly credit grade and summaries, and weekly assignment schedule. That is all in this book at a crazy affordable price. Plus you get the discount code if you use my code, Arlene15, that you can check out. I think like if you have a high schooler or an upcoming high schooler, you know, for the 2023 year, you're starting in ninth grade, I'm putting this on my must list. This is awesome. This is freaking fantastic. I love it. And if you don't want them to use this as their planner, this is the last year's cover. Take a look at their high school planner. If you have a younger kiddo, but you want them to start using a planner, I will be reviewing the current one, but I have this in this review, the student planner that is for grades 3 to 8. And then if you're not familiar with a well-planned day, I've reviewed it pretty much every year for the last few years. The well-planned day is a family style planner that is all-in-one, like meal planning, house cleaning, everything. Like if you're an all-in-one planner, this is for you. You notice that the coil is bigger. It will explain why and all the extra accessories and all that jazz. I hope this was helpful and that you gather some ideas. And if you like to Let me know your thoughts, what your favorite part was. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.